your business took on an added dimension, but certainly by the time you had acquired Brian Matheson and Richard Hobbs as clients, you were not only acting as a call girl specializing in S&M, but you had begun another activity not directly related to the first, but very much more lucrative. And perhaps it's this activity that was the catalyst for the events dealt with in your book. How do we get into this? How do I ask you the questions, or?
Well, I think the major turning point for me was something that did happen in my personal life. As you know, I was living in London, my family was in the States, and my mother died. And that sort of, it was a start of a new period for me, because I realized that I couldn't go home, and I couldn't even go to the funeral. I'd become so different and separate from everything that I had known that I guess it just kind of jolted me, and I wanted to quit. Mm-hmm. But I'd gotten, you know, I mean, the money was incredible. I'd gotten very used to just having a lot of money. So I don't know, I guess I needed more than I was getting, and I needed to speed it up because I wanted to quit. I didn't even know if that was ever going to be possible, but I mean, here I was servicing some very, very wealthy individuals who had everything, and I had nothing. And I mean, I think that they actually owed me, because I gave to them more than they were getting from anyone else. So I ended up doing what I did. I mean, it was really exciting at first. The first time, you know, I made the tape, I installed the equipment.
Can we put a label on what you were doing, just so the viewers know what we're talking about?
Well, blackmailing, it's called, I think, in this country too, right?
Yes.
Right. So, I mean, if you have another word for it, I don't know. What is it called?
Blackmail is a word.
That's what it's called. Anyway, what else do you want to know about it?
Well, you say you bought some tape equipment.
Right.
How was this equipment used? What were you taping?
Well, I was taping my sessions with my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And
using one-way mirrors, I take it.
Yeah, there was a mirror over the bed, and then in front of the bed there was a mirrored closet, so there was a camera above the bed and behind the closet.
Right.
And it, you know, it was, I mean, pretty easy to do, actually.
Is it safe to assume that neither Brian nor Richard were your first blackmail clients?
Yeah.
All right. The first time that you presented a client with the tape, what was the reaction? I mean, I could see where someone might be afraid that someone would pull a gun and just blow you away. I could envision any sort of response. What was the response that in fact faced you?
Well, the first time, I hadn't actually thought it through that far. I just kind of assumed that he would mail the money to my Swiss bank account without confronting me, because I had this leverage on him. So when he came over to my place, and you know, was very angry, wanted to know what was going on. So I thought of sort of an escape route for me. Was I told him that my protector, my madame, had done it, and I didn't know about it.
So you characterized yourself as a victim in the proceedings as well, although you weren't being asked for money, of course.
Right. I convinced him that I wasn't going to see the money, that I didn't even know about it.
And you commiserated with him.
Right. I mean, some of them I actually even continued relationships with elsewhere where they knew the cameras wouldn't be. But
and they bought that act?
Yes, yeah. But they made the deposits. I mean, I don't know whether any of them then tried to find out who my madame was, but... As
a call girl, you mentioned your income was Roughly $150,000 a
Maybe
year.
more.
Right. What did this do to your income? How many times would you say, how many, what's the factor?
Well, about 10 times. Each client, depending on what I knew they had, was about $50,000 to $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make over $1 million so I could quit.
Right.
I mean, doesn't that seem logical?
Sounds as logical as anything. Why $1 million? I mean, let's get this straight. If you're saying that you wanted to make $1 million and then quit, there's certainly many ways one can make $1 million with the kind of connections you had.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it did not necessarily have to resort to blackmail. There were stock opportunities, there were business opportunities, you had the confidence.
I wasn't a business person. I didn't have a head for business. I mean...
But you could have asked. Here's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, what point are you trying to make?
Here's the point I'm trying to make. Was the activity of blackmailing these individuals exciting for you? Was it more than
Yes.
just the money?
Do you know what it's like to have $100,000 just deposited in your account? Yes, it was exciting.